Welcome to the Advanced Longevity Podcast, episode number 1.
No.
I'm Sam Malone. What an honor to be here with the CEO, with the founder, the brain behind Advanced Longevity, Steve Marler. Steve, how you doing, buddy?
Hi, Sam.
I love your plant behind you. It's rocking the free world, buddy.
You know, I water that all the time. It didn't change. Never changes.
You know, I am not in the healthcare field. Okay, this is your world, and it's incredibly impressive here. So often we hear the phrase preventative healthcare. Preventative, I mean, if you see a TV commercial, if there's some sort of pill, there's some sort of food, there's some sort of gadget, preventative healthcare,
Right.
Steve. Well, it's 2026. How does that word hold up today?
It's an overused word. The key is the technology today is so much more advanced in what we call preventative healthcare than it ever was. I mean, technically, preventive healthcare was getting a physical once a year, seeing your dentist, things like that, which I don't stop doing. There's no question. We want the physicians involved in everything we do. But we collect data, and we're looking for early signs of disease because most diseases are not caught early. They're usually don't manifest a symptom until stage 3 or stage 4 in the cancer world. And by then, it's normally too late.
Because like you said, I go to the doc once a year. I get my blood work. I do the treadmill, the stress test, and then I don't see my doc again for another 365 days.
You know, and what's crazy about that is that you're probably in the top 10% if you do both those a year. Most people don't. Most people plan their vacation better than they do
That's true.
their health care.
Now, talk about proactive, because this is different, right? We have preventative, which we just touched on. But when you walk in the doors here at Advanced Longevity, you're going to hear about proactive health care. What is the roadmap? How do you define that?
There's two parts to that. First one has to do with the type of medical system that we have. And I talk about this a lot. We have a sick care system. And I have to say that it's not against our doctors. It's not against our facilities. You know, right here in Houston, Texas, we have some of the best medical facilities in the world. And the best doctors in the world come here to practice. What we have is an insurance problem. It's a payer problem. The problem is the doctors can't be doctors. They can't be proactive. They can only provide the care that this insurance company is going to pay for. And there's no money in prevention, so these insurance companies won't pay for it. They want you to come in later. And I get in lots of trouble talking about this. However, like I say, our doctors and our physicians, our mid-levels are the best in the world. We want you to get the data that you need to take to your doctor. Because if the doctor has that data, if he's got that piece of paper in your hand, his hand, that says, what's wrong with you, now he can plug you into the healthcare system. And the insurance, for the most part, will cover it.
So as I get it, you're looking proactive, you're looking down the road, you're building data, you're using the MRIs and the large machines here. How does that help the doc?
You know, I hear it regularly when we do the reporting to the patient and they get a full radiology report done by one of our board-certified radiologists. And they call and they take it to their doctor and they call and say, you know, my doctor's been treating me 25 years. He said he's got more data about me right now than he's ever had, and he's done physicals and all types of care for me forever. That's the key to proactive health. The key to living longer, healthier, is to find problems before they become symptoms. Because, as I said, once they become a stage 3 or stage 4 in a cancer, your chances of survival are grim.
And as a regular person, I don't like going to the doctor's office. Today I feel great, praise the Lord. So
you look great, Sam.
No.
You always look great.
No. So it's weird to make an appointment to come in to have a check under the hood when you feel good. When do we call our docs? When something hurts, a fever, you're
Exactly
sick.
Right.
So the thing here at Advanced Longevity is come in now and get tested now. When you feel great today.
Start today. That's the key.
Great. Now, what kind of tests would I get when I come in here, Steve?
So we do multiple scans. We focus on the heart. Heart disease is the number one disease of all diseases. More people died from heart disease in 2020 and 2021 than worldwide COVID. I mean, it is a pandemic that we don't talk enough about. The number 2 disease is, of course, cancer, and lung cancer is the number 1 death. People die from lung cancer more than any other disease. So the goal is to get a baseline today, whether it's a calcium score. You'll get a calcium score with every scan that we do. And that is the key to telling you what your percentage of having a heart attack in the next 5 years are. And it's very accurate. It becomes more accurate all the time. We've got AI now that overreads all of these scans and gives us phenomenal information.
So you come in, how long does it take to have these scans done? Do I have to take a full day off of work from 8A to 5P?
You could use that, I guess, as an excuse, but our scan takes 5 minutes.
That's it.
We typically scan from the thyroid to the groin, and actually the scan takes less than that. The scan takes a couple of minutes max. But, we put you on the table, get you lined up, put a couple of diodes if we need to gate the heart. And it's not claustrophobic at all. It's a very narrow tube. You go in and out. You never stop inside the tube. You go in and out 2 or 3 times, and you're done.
So proactive healthcare is where we need to be, not just in Houston, not just in Texas, but globally.
Unfortunately, yes, you're correct, and it's very difficult. It's why today, and there's others involved in this. We started it 15 years ago. They looked at us as heretics. As a matter of fact, I had a doctor who ran one of the biggest heart hospitals around come in our door giving us a hard time. I'll put it mildly, and said we ought to be arrested for scanning healthy people. So finally, I just looked at the guy and said, "How do you know they're healthy?" He said, "Well, your scan people don't have symptoms." I said, "Can they not be unhealthy before they have a symptom?" "Well, that's just not how the medical system works." I said, "I'm well aware how the medical system works. My mom died from a late-stage breast cancer diagnosis." So, we're changing that paradigm, and as you've seen, there's a lot of people today doing that. But unfortunately, the healthcare system, while they believe in it now and they understand it, they don't necessarily get behind it.
Love it. Love it. 5 minutes. Be proactive. AdvancedLongevity.com. Great job, Steve.
Thank you, Sam.
Thanks for joining us on our very first podcast right here at Advanced Longevity.
Number uno.